My name is JPVoogt, and welcome to my data ramblings. Today, let's jump right into it. I want to show you how to use the code snippets in Azure Data Studio and how to build your own code snippets. So let's jump into Azure Data Studio. So I have open here a empty SQL script, nothing fancy. And if I start typing in the word SQL, it gives me a list of the predefined code snippet. So let's say SQL insert rows and I press tab again. It pre-populates a few fields or the information for me. The interesting thing here is the cursor allocation. So you can see currently my cursor is flickering just behind table name. So if I start typing in users, it updates that. So if I press tab again, I move my cursor selection to my schema. So my schema is DBO, that's fine. So let's just press tab again. And it moves me over to my column list. Once I've configured my column list and I press tab again, it will move me to the next cursor selection and the next cursor selection. So this is quite cool. And if we can configure our own, we can do pretty interesting stuff here. So let's erase this and move over to move into creating our own code snippets. So to start off, let's press Ctrl+Shift+P and type in user snippets. So this is the command palette, and here you can find all kinds of commands that you can pass through in Azure Data Studio. So press enter on user snippets and then type in SQL and press enter again. What happens now is it takes you to SQL.json, and this is where you will configure your own little snippets. So let's start off by creating a code snippet for looking up object information. Okay, this is something I do quite often. And that's our name of our snippet. And let's start with the actual information that we need to pass through. So first off, as the example above, is we need to define a prefix, and the prefix I want to call SQL info. Once I'm done with the prefix, I need to move into the body. And my body I can do select, let's say start from information schema dot table where table name is like what. So this is my snippet. So and then I also need to provide a description. This is using information schema to find object information. Now I often look up columns and tables. So let's take that cursor concept, and you can see here it gives you a small example of how to do this. So I want to take my first cursor to, instead of my like function, I want to be able to swap between columns and tables. So I can insert my first cursor there, and instead of giving it a value, I want to give it a list. So in my list, I say column or table. And I can take this, the exact same first cursor allocation, and move it here. So I can say do column or table name. And then I would like to take my second cursor and I would like to move it into the like. So my search criteria. So now if I go and I save my SQL.json file and go back into my query and type in SQL info, there's our snippet we just created, and it gives you information using the information schema. If I select it, it opens up here with a list. So I can select column or table. So let's say I want table. I press tab, and if I press tab again, it moves me over to my search criteria. And here I can search for text or whatever table I want. And if I press tab again, I'm out of this context. And it was as easy as that. Create your own snippet with a list, moving your cursors. And now it's time for you to get creative and build your own. Thank you very much.